Hey guys, this is me and George. As you know, he and I played a series of 4 stone games, and he won 3 in a row. So we went down to 3. I won the first one. This is the second one, and we're about to take a look. We just finished it. It was a fair amount of pressure and exciting. Okay, this is a great move. So we all know that this is a common corner formation. And this is coming soon. I mean, this whole thing's working together. So this black move is not. So first, it plays in a big area. Second, it's virtually taking the corner. Next, when white plays here, it's not for the top anymore. So it really cuts down on white's value. So that's a great move. The alternative here is also good because right, there's like a mini Chinese thing going on. So they're both quite valuable. This one. Question arises, should it be here because of white's open skirt? I don't think so. I mean, I think they're both fine, but truth be told, this one worries me more. He's putting more energy into his area rather than reducing mine. This is the one that worries me. I hit 3-3. I mean, there's nothing I can do, nothing I can attack. I usually play here. And if he was going to play away at this point, this is what I would do. But my concern is, what if he starts this Joseki? Well, I certainly don't want this to be happening. His outside is way too powerful, which means I'm forced into this Joseki. Which I also don't like. I have a little more play in here, a little more room to work. I don't like any of this, so I played this way instead. So he doesn't build anything more than what he has. And in my mind, I can fantasize about attacking the 3 ace stones later, which I do to some extent. Okay, he comes in, the most natural move, all excellent. And I counter pinch, which is the only move I know here. I wouldn't even know what else to think about. And he comes in. This is all a normal pattern. I've been playing this upper left Shamari for quite some time, trying to learn all the ins and outs of it. And I believe it's the first time I've ever played on the inside. I always play on the outside, but just putting it this way, yeah, but my pinch stone's nothing. I sold my group. I don't see it as very interesting. So I thought the only way to use my C10 stone is to start an attack here. Okay, boom. Tari and connect. I've never seen this before. I have no idea if it's good or bad. Now, my plan was whatever he does next, I'm going to go living with A or B. Some sort of, I'm going to live next. And then as he's thinking about his move, I go, wait a minute, I am alive already. I was glad to catch that. So here, right? I'm ready to play something like A and let the fight begin. Now, wait a minute. Now let's double check my math here. If I do nothing, he plays this way, then I'm just absolutely alive. Not a problem. Okay. If he plays this way, just alive. So I'm alive. Great. I was right. That being the case, come on over to the stone. Come on over to the stone. Now, this one, George, did you misread?
No, at this point, I felt like if I kept crawling, I was just giving you way too much on the outside, and
I
I felt
see.
like my two stones were just gonna, collapse. So I thought I just have to sacrifice them.
Well, I love that way of thinking. Uh, I hope there's a couple of listeners that caught what you just said. This direction of play, man, I'm feeling so bad. Yeah, I lived, but Wyken just, has this crushing outside, and my left is so small. I feel so bad about that. I'd rather give them up. And as I start pressing now or later, I'm going to get outside influence. So that reminds me of my game with Chris, where I sacrificed a large area to continue overall attack. Yeah. No, I like the idea a lot. From
Do you
here,
know where I went wrong? Perhaps the connect.
well, that's a good question. So let's start here. I was so focused on my perspective, I didn't even think of yours.
Hmm.
It's no good. That's no good. What about, well, let's look at one thing first. Let's assume this. And White very much would like to take care of his group. White has to continue. White certainly wants to continue. There's something that could get interesting here. And I am not, it would take me a couple days to go. There's so many variations. What's it all mean and what's good? Oh, too hard. So let's just ask a silly question. What would I do personally? I'd play your move. Is that what you played? Yeah. And then next, what I would do. Believe I'd play air. White has to capture the stone. Tari. Save or capture? George, save or capture? What do you think?
Uh, Save, I think. I
I
don't know.
kind of think so. Okay, at this stage in our, so black's alive on top, white's alive, of course, but the A stone can run out, and that's big.
Yeah, if you go back, I think I played that move. Like if you go back to, so it's E16 I played, and then you played C17.
I'm sorry, what did you're saying you played
Um,
something?
can I have control?
Yes, you may.
I think what happened then is, so you're suggesting for me to play here. I did play
Yes.
here, and you played here. But in that variation, what you changed was white playing here. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
So
I did play that move.
in the game variation I played here,
Yeah.
and you went this way. So what about you switch and go this way? Okay. Now, white has the burden of handling the A stone. And your B stones are fine for now, right? And they're certainly
Yeah.
not about to die in any way, shape, or form. What's white going to do about this nasty A stone?
I mean, if I was white, I'd just capture the single stone, C14.
Have to capture here, right?
Yeah.
Pretty necessary. Now, as black, I'm going to go ahead and play. This is a usual move, but something about it bothers me. So I would tuck it in, but it's the same position. This is just stronger. And now that black's prepared, coming out is really big. I mean, white's group, what white going to play here and get, I mean, just chase, chase, chase.
Mm.
So it's almost like white needs to play this move next. At which point, I think it's a fine game.
Yeah.
So let's try to answer the question by saying you invested your energy on the A side, which is low and really can't do anything at all, rather than B, which can grow the entire top and put white in a difficult position. How do I handle C? Things like that.
Yeah. I think my perspective was that, oh, I can save both of my cutting stones. I've saved B, let's save A now. But I think that the problem
Yeah.
is that you're alive in the corner. So saving both of them doesn't mean very much, right?
This is
If no
sounding
attack on,
reasonable. Yeah. So interesting position. You know, of
yeah.
course, this one where Chris, our local 9-don, would just go, know everything that's supposed to happen. Must be nice. Okay, so we went this way. You sacrificed. Now, I would sacrifice this way. White must respond or die.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little position. Let's have white's probably going to go this way. And notice later, there's a lot to be done here, right? This is not like a finished position for white. Then out you come. Look at the bottom. Am I going to play here? You're darn right I am. Now what? I'm going to come again, right? Oh, I'm going to play again. Now, I think white has gained some, but look at the bottom. It's very hard for white to play there, especially considering the moves that are coming soon.
Yeah. Is it really necessary for white to play F15 there?
F15.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Just dead.
Yeah, true.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. What's it called?
Nest.
Crane's nest.
Crane's nest. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember a 4 or 5 Q, right? And it's like, what? What? Oh my God. I remember it was so exciting. And it had a name and everything, the Crane's Nest. That was long time ago.
I remember the first time I saw a monkey jump was when I was playing a game of Go, and my opponent played the monkey jump, and I thought, wow, this guy's a genius.
Yeah,
I can't cut it.
It's like, how could that possibly be connected? It's strange that I guess I started playing Go 1970, and I pretty much have played mini games a day, every day since then. Now, sure, there's days I haven't played, but that's quite unusual. And then there's days I've played, 10 games, 15, 20 games, so that's just an awful lot of Go. I mean, I've played so much Go, it's funny. Okay. I had a student play this move recently. It was played against him. And his push and cut, black's weak on both sides. It was fantastic, but he didn't do it. And here, if I do it, I think game's over. I mean, there's simply nothing to attack. Seems to me. So I say this way.
Okay, nothing for you to attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't push and cut.
Yeah, okay.
And then here. This was a lot of work for me to deal with. And it did provide a large profit for you. I couldn't conceive of playing here personally, but it sure produced a lot.
I think I mean, after that Joseki went so horribly wrong, I really thought that I'm gonna have to resign soon. I really felt behind, even though I had 3 stones to help me out. So I kind of was asking for, perhaps more than I should get in the bottom.
Maybe. When we look at this framework with the extra stones up high, really hard to, I mean, it looks perfect. I can only assume it's not because we're amateurs, but it's a very pretty shape. Okay. So I started here for 2 reasons. And this is mostly, George knows this already, but for viewers, a move like this just doubles the difficulty. And now I can't grow. Now the right is becoming blacks. So this makes now the right is becoming whites. I can come in. This allows me to start the attack at the Q stones. Let me just mark them. Once I play my move, these stones now become something I can see. Like, oh, I can imagine killing them, attacking them. Proverb says, when you want to invade, start with the approach.
And also, when you invaded and I got a bunch of thickness on the outside and tried to transfer my moyo to the top side, that stone was really irritating because it just made it so difficult for me to do anything in the top right quadrant.
So you say, granted, that's all true, but you didn't bother my moyo virtually at all. So I'll go take a really big move. That hurt. That really bothered me.
I'm just thinking now, though, the right side is pretty small, isn't it? Of course, B is affecting the corner a lot, but white A instead of B isn't very valuable for white, right? I mean, it hands me the corner. It's a very small side.
Well, let's just for fun say I'll just put a black stone down, not that it means anything. What do you do? You're going to kick, I assume. I mean, you're saying the right small. I would have a hard time using that word. Oh, man, my wife's something else, let me tell you. I've mentioned this before, but years ago when we used to have the LGD lectures, and for viewers, there was publicly funded lectures for like 7 years. It's really great. But back then, computers were different and we didn't have webcams, so no one could see me. So she'd come in the room where everyone could hear her while I'm lecturing, and she would say, "Do they know you're naked?" Just trying to embarrass me, she's quite something. She's very, so I like B. I think it's a great move. The only alternative is if you're willing to say the bottom belongs to me. You can't say that, right? So I like your move. Very practical. Where did I come in? I don't have a clue. I'm trying to channel Chris, right? Okay. And let's look at the starting points. I like C, contact play near the corner. Okay. D, contact play, ask a lot of questions. Now that I have A, I can play a move like E and my corner's not in jeopardy. Let's clarify that for viewers. Boom, boom. My corner's in jeopardy, except I got out already on top. So because of that, E's a spot. Next, I am eyeballing this group, right? So I decided this move, I mean, this is a kind of a lesson on how to play the white stones. Do you see my vision? And I'm not talking to George there. I'm talking to just viewers. Just see what I'm looking at here? Yes. Well, that's an absurd thing to look at, granted. But I can start running towards one, running towards a contact play at two, lots of room in the bottom, area 3 for living. It's all these options. Now, there's a number of moves I could play that have a lot of options, but this is the one, a lot of options, which bothers that black group. So the idea of aiming is a big deal. Okay. And I hate to even suggest that this is a good move, because this is so over me and George's head that we just don't know. But for me, I've been teaching Go professionally a long time, and it's all about how do you think in order to come up with reasonable moves, not the best moves. I've never, forget it. But reasonable, good moves, strong dawn play. So that's what I'm going for here, and it excites me. This bothered me a lot. You're getting outside, which is a burden to me. You're asking me to live, which I think is the appropriate thing to do. Let's look at an alternative. I figure here, getting some points, stability, and white will have something of an easy time, I think. So I don't like it. It looks so small. Your move I like.
It did only bother me that you have that outside move at R8, and also the top left with the way that Joseki, when you had kind of thickness to
It
the
is
top.
true, but this is simply your
Yeah.
move anytime.
True.
So now when you look at that center you're building, it's looking kind of good. It's not like I can get out, right? I have to be careful here. So I like it.
Lance, I believe I never got the E11 move in. I can't quite remember, but I don't think I did. I
Pretty
did.
late
Okay.
in game, yeah.
Yeah. So presumably that was a mistake of mine, right? Because I should have got that move because it was a free move, and I was focusing on the center. I should have got it in earlier, presumably.
Good question. Let's get back to our position. Sure fits here.
Yeah.
If white ignores, white dies. Okay, so it's absolute sente. I believe I'd answer it this way because I have life and death problems elsewhere too. Yeah. And now I think you'd start going this way instead of something else. Wow. Okay. White turns. You play here, absolute sente. I'm going to kill. That's what I'm going to do. Press, sente, right? I mean, you're about to, yeah. I mean, this is just too much, right? Wherever this stone goes, you're just getting too much. So I would have to, there it is. I believe, can I double honey here? I don't want, I need to.
You wouldn't cut Atari here as black after the double Hane? Oh, I meant it's black, but
I wasn't planning on saving, but what if we just save?
I mean, if white double Hanes as black, would you Atari?
I guess. Well, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about it in my mind. Let's look at this variation. If white comes out, black pretty much got everything, and there's still Aji there. So he's still going to come back. So they all look similar. So considering some details, sure. But this is the main move, so I would just play them as I'm not going to. If I do any Ataris, I'm still coming back to this move. I guess what I'm saying. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like this is just better. Yeah. So B, as much as I like B, you have convinced me that, or I've convinced myself that this is better.
Therefore, I guess if you had known that, would you have done something about that?
Interesting. That means I'd play here. Let's have you take. That should all be cash now. And then I would start here. And a little hard to imagine me catching up here. Top left is big, but the bottom is all cash, right?
Yeah. So, but I guess your reason for not playing at E11 in this case would then be kind of hoping that I don't see that, right? Because if it's a good move for me, you think that, well, you should negate it.
Yeah. Sometimes in fun games, I'll think, oh, the Q player won't find that. But no, in any normal game, I would never imagine that. I found every time I think, oh, they won't see it, it always comes back to bite me, right? It's always a problem. Why is that? Because it is a weakness. So if I was aware of that, would I then play this move? It's a good question. It feels like such a burden. I must come in the bottom. No, I'd still come in. I feel like I must. Yeah. So we did all that. You got strong. I play a gote move, thinking, hey, I've got options everywhere. Serious attack. I'm thinking this might be better here. I don't. Oh, it's hard. This is really hard. Boom.
Yeah.
Under. Very big. But you get Sente here. Sente. Sente. Threaten. And walk out.
I probably shouldn't have captured that stone, right?
I would. White doesn't have life yet.
I mean, probably. Maybe I shouldn't have played the H3 stone in the first place.
Oh, don't play it at all. Oh, white's about to live, right? So the Atari is just only natural. You might want to come down one, but this is absolute sentient. I like your move.
Okay.
It's hard to know.
it feels like I'm picking up a couple of points by capturing that stone, 1 or 2, and then you get out and you're playing in the big area of the board while I took a couple of points.
Yeah, maybe. Or you could say profit, profit, profit. White still doesn't have any eyes.
Yeah.
And
And I can
then
keep that attack going.
more profit,
Yeah, true.
more profit. And
Yeah.
finally, I'm getting something. And then here, yeah, I
When
like
you
it.
played L6, I thought perhaps I should have got some center in there before or something.
Yeah, so many details in every direction. It's just I can't even think about it. Come in, fix, and I better. Things are getting strong enough in black center that if I don't capture the stone, pretty soon I'm going to be dead.
Like, for example, perhaps I should have played that move and forced you to capture, and that would have helped me a bit on the outside.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't see a problem here. You got a nice big move. Yeah, I'm not seeing a problem here. Why did you beg for less? Why don't you get more? How about you asking a question somewhere? I mean, I have a problem with liberties, and instead I got points.
I felt that I could close it in one move, and I felt that I
See.
was still ahead.
And
But
you did, but it was
yeah.
like 10 points less or more. Let's consider this one. Is White going to fight here? I'm going to die in 3 liberties, 4 liberties. I can't be fighting here. I would probably, yikes, I would really be worried here. That's probably what, I mean, I think I would do this. I don't know. But when you backed off, I thought, the game's mine. Then I counter and go, oh, the game's not mine yet. I have a long way to go. A long way. I mean, you're still, it's hard to count black, but black has a lot. This really, I mean, pretty big difference, right? Yeah, pretty big difference.
And I guess I've got to be aware that you have all the end game, right? I guess that's something I should keep in mind.
All.
I mean, you can narrow,
literally
you can
all,
whittle away all over the place.
Yeah.
So painful.
Yep. I thought this white move was interesting. I have the elephant eye. I have the gap here. I have the 2 black stones that can hurt me quickly. So I thought this move, in my opinion, fixes absolutely everything. On top of that, I love my next move here. Strong in game. And you don't have in game there. I do. And not only that, all this fighting is good for me because I'm thick now. I really liked this white move. Yep. I don't think this is right because I can't press, right? I'm going to die. I don't want to use up my liberties.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play this for a while.
Yeah.
Now, I might play this as soon as possible. And now this is your gote. You don't want to do it. But yeah, it seemed a little early for this one.
And also, it's not Sente, as you showed, right?
Not Sente, because I'm already alive. It's just, 6-ish points, 5-ish. Now, because of that Aji, something like this is absolutely Sente. So good time for this move. And again, you can just get more. right?
I think I was a bit worried about the RG on the kind of the black group below this with the two knights moves, and so I thought if I played a bit stronger there, then it might
You
help
talking
me.
about the A group?
Yes, and I think I still felt a bit ahead, so that's why I played a
Yeah,
strong
and you are.
move.
Yeah,
But I guess the problem is if I keep playing this way, before I know it, you'll catch up.
and I did. Yeah.
And you did, yeah.
This white move has everything to do with this. As it is,
Mm.
you see how I'm taking area 1 here?
Yeah.
But the problem is you can just, because you're outside stones, you can escape. So this is me stopping your escape route.
Mm.
Okay, escaping just got harder. Now I can come in, and I don't think you can come down. I think you're going to be in some serious trouble now. And you
Yeah.
did too. Okay. I thought this was going to be Atari, but it's not. What about
Oh, it still works, I think, doesn't it?
for black?
Yeah.
Boom,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Atari, capture. Oh, right. My corner's okay, but I was afraid of the A stones coming back to life here
Mm. Mm.
because I still have to live in the corner and stuff. Awful lot of details in this game. So I thought this helped me dramatically. And then back
And
to this.
maybe I shouldn't have let you play C4 and Atari straight away. Mm.
There's that white center again.
Yeah.
You start to see the value of the A stone. I was really proud of my A stone. Really, it doesn't like, oh, now I know it absolutely works. No, but it's like, sure looks like it works. It really gave me freedom. Then we go through this way. There's another end game I was thinking of here. I spent some time reading this out. If you say Atari, I just anything, just walk in because it's a snapback and your corner's gone, which means you want to play this way. But then Atari, I thought that was Atari. It's not. So Atari, so it's Co. This is all a bit fanciful. So I ended up playing the right move, but I was close to playing the other one, thinking there was something there. And now Black's got, this end game stuff, which caused me a little bit of problem. This white move is good for my group, but there's a chance you could just walk away and you're going to lose 6 points in my gote, right? You go do something, if there's something great to do, Tari, and you walk away again to wherever. So I thought, well, let me just make sure at this point, yeah. Come in, just pressing. And here. I did a lot of thinking. I almost played for eyes, but some reading says I don't have to capture A, putting in extra white stones. I'm simply more alive than A is. I hated that press of yours. Then here, I have to play this way. Okay. Yep. You really started getting some points in here, and it bothered me so bad. In-game. I was pretty glad to get that in. In-game. Cute little in-game. There's a whole deal here for viewers. This move is going to be Sente later for Atari capture. But the liberties have to be filled in. But they will be filled in, which means these one pointers are actually bigger than 1 point. Boom, boom, boom. You did that. You did that. And here I'm working on how to connect through for the extra point, which wasn't true. This is all just little end game now. Here, I did not like this move at all. This is Sente, right? Yeah, Sente. And then, am I alive here? Let's look at this. How many eyes is that?
But at the moment,
Well,
you can still connect them. And code.
This is a ko. Doesn't it look like I could die here?
Sure.
So here, now if you play, you're the one risking life, not me. You played this way, and now I'm fine. Whew. And then just connect in Sente. And then that's the last point of the game, I think. Yeah. And I'm ahead by 2.5. That's a pretty close game.
Okay, great.
That was fun, George. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Lance.
Okay, viewers, I hope you got something out of it. It was a complex game. So I kind of prefer to do simple and easy, but that's getting insanely difficult with George. Okay, catch y'all later. Bye.